Sega's done it again. Another good game. Keep it here for our review of Viking Battle for Asgard.
Plus, we reveal new details on GTA 4. X-Play starts now.
X-Play, the center of the gaming universe.
Today on X-Play, we review the bloodiest game this side of Valhalla. Sega's Viking Battle for Asgard gets put to the test. Then, a picture is worth 1,000 words that we can't say on TV. In today's Made in Japan, we check out the super sexy import Primal Image. And in our Will Work for Game series, we take a look at students on their way to becoming the developers of the future. Gun it! It's game time!
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the only video game show that's been chemically tested by spraying it into the eyes of bunnies. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessler. We're coming to you from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles on Friday, March 28th. And it's worth noting that we're currently at 100% accuracy in our NCAA Sweet 16 picks. Thanks, Xbox. Be sure to tune in for our Final Four picks next week. But on today's show, we brew some cucumbers when we make a jug of Screaming Viking for a review of Vikings Battle for Asgard.
Then, pervy shutterbugs, because we got the game for you. Made in Japan takes a look at the barely dressed Primal Image. And in our Will Work for Game series, we head back to school to study with some student developers. But first, let's have Adam dole out bite-sized morsels of informative headlines in today's gaming update.
Rockstar Games has announced a new website called Rockstar Social Club that will be closely tied to all of Rockstar Games' future titles. This new social club will feature statistical leaderboards, a virtual map of single-player criminal activity, and a Hall of Fame section for gamers with elite skills. Rockstar Games has also partnered with Amazon, allowing gamers to purchase any of the music they hear over the in-game radio stations. Once a song has been tagged and purchased, gamers will be able to download their favorite GTA tracks onto a PC or MP3 player. Registration for the Rockstar Social Club starts April 15th. Guitar hero Aerosmith will feature a set list with over 40 tracks. Activision has confirmed that Aerosmith songs will make up around 60% of the in-game music, while a collection of modern and classic rock bands fill out the other 40%. Look forward to having catchy riffs like No Surprise, Make It, and Sweet Emotion stuck in your head very soon. Guitar hero Aerosmith will hit store shelves this June. EA Sports has announced Madden NFL 2009 will hit retail shelves this year on August 12th. A special 20th Anniversary Collector's Edition will also include a full version of the all-new NFL Head Coach 2009, in addition to a handful of exclusive bonus videos that you probably won't watch until just before Madden 2010 is released. The 2009 Collector's Edition will sell for a retail price of $90 and will be available for both the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. That's all for today's gaming update. Be sure to visit us on the web at g4tv.com/xplay to continue getting all of today's up-to-the-minute video game news. But now, let's go over to Morgan with a game that contains a lot of J's and umlauts.
Yes, these satisfyingly bite.
I'm oddly obsessed with that game. Anyway, normally, taking pictures of scantily clad women will get you in big trouble, especially if you're hiding in bushes or putting spy cameras in showers. Take it from me. But if you make a trip across the Pacific and do it in a video game, no problem. I guess that's the beauty of being made in Japan. Let's say you're uncomfortable talking to real-life females and you'd rather be alone in your basement. Or if you're like me, your parents' basement. Now let's say you have a PlayStation 2, but you're not into that whole playing video game thing. Now let's say you like to ogle Japanese-based virtual women in skimpy outfits. Well, then I have got well, it's not a game or like who are we kidding? Primal Image Volume 1 is voyeurism, pure and simple. With Primal Image Volume 1, you can delude yourself into thinking you're a fashion photographer. Work it, own it, feel it, need it. And that's pretty much it. You have 4 lovely models to choose from. I heard that. There's Anna, meow, Non, hubba hubba, Yuki, hot stuff, and some dude. It's fully customizable, too. Pose these ladies as the inanimate objects we all know they really are. Just kidding, ladies. I'm bitter. Here's some beefcake to enjoy. Work it, own it, feel it, need it. You can give the ladies any expression you like, but they all have that dead and glazed look I love in my supermodels. That look says, help me, please. The better your photos are, and there's no skill at all in doing so, you potential Ansel Adams wannabes, you can receive such random items as beach balls or deck chairs. Work it, own it, feel it, need it. And if you really want to get creative, pretend it's an evening at the Improv around 1985. Remember Alice from the Brady Bunch? Hey, what was up with Sam the Butcher anyway? You know what I'm talking about, ladies. Thank you, thank you. I'm here all night. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Primal Image Volume 1 is not a game. It's something to stare at. Really, really stare at. Primal Image Volume 1 is seedy. It's filthy. It's borderline sleazy. And yes, it was made in Japan.
And creepy.
Yeah.
Seriously creepy.
Really creepy.
But believe it or not, not every game with a camera devolves into what you just saw.
But they should. Here are the top 5 games with photography in today's X list. At number 5 is Earthbound. The game features Photo Man, who drops in and yells, "Save Fuzzy Pickles," before snapping a confused shot. Number 4 is Bioshock. You get to take pictures of plasma-addled splicers, creepy old men that hang out with little girls, and dead bodies. Or as I call it, Thursday.
Number 3 is Dead Rising, which encourages you to take pictures of mayhem and cheesy drama, just like the real media. Coming in at number 2 is Fatal Frame 2, which might cause you to rock back and forth and sob, just like a good game should.
And number 1 is Beyond Good and Evil. And no, we're not talking about Nietzsche's exploration of morality. Ubisoft made a kick-ass original game, and none of you bastards bought it. For shame.
Coming up on X-Play, Will Work for Games tightens up the graphics a little bit with some student developers. Then the virtual audience is here, armed with questions. Stay tuned.
Let me put you in man.
Sony finally confirmed MotorStorm 2. Looked pretty interesting, I think. Just want to know what you guys think about it.
Welcome back to X-Play, and thank you for your question, The Rebellion. I think the thing about MotorStorm is if you like the first one, you have every reason to be excited for the second one.
You know, they got us so excited about MotorStorm with all the fancy footage and all the pretty pictures, and then we get it and we're like, is this a game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid racing game, but I mean, really, there was that famous, showing of what the PS3 games were going to look like, 3 years ago at E3.
Yeah.
Motorsport was the most egregious of the bunch, and it fell very short in the final product of that. And as
It
press,
looked awesome.
We are very antagonistic towards that game.
We're a little hurt, is basically
Exactly.
what we're telling you. We were hurt by MotorStorm, and we're ready to take it back, if it comes to us with a great offering.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Well, if you're going to dream big, go to school for something you're passionate about, like gaming. Now, the people you're about to see have chosen an industry that's surpassed film in total revenue, yet makes you work 90-hour work weeks for crummy wages. Welcome to the real world. Here's Will Work for Games student developers. Everyone's got to start somewhere, and for a lot of aspiring video game moguls, that place is here. The Game Wizards program at the Art Institute of California, Los Angeles.
Game Wizards is as close as you can get to a real game development studio. Basically, we try to simulate a development house where we have concept designers, game designers, level designers, and they all just get together and make one game. It's all 100% student created, and it's their labor of love.
Some would say a student is only good as their final exam, and for the Game Wizards, that means presenting their work to a panel of industry professionals.
What we're doing here today is having a mod competition. We have about 20 or so students on 3 different teams doing 3 different projects, and they're all working together to do an introductory level, bring characters in, do game design so that they can present their games to industry professionals today for a chance to have their game go on into full production next quarter.
It's a great experience for the students because they get a really good taste of what it's like in the industry. They really get the full sort of gamut of what it's like to go from conceptual to development to actually finishing and pushing it out there and marketing it, in a way with these pitches. They have to sell the game to these people.
Ultimately, a student game called Legion took top honors.
Wow, I'm kind of relieved after this long push for the last basically 11 or 15 weeks if you count the winter vacation, the free work. I got to admit it was pretty nerve-wracking to go up there and present that. I haven't presented to a full panel of industry people before, and it's amazing to go up there and see all the work in the cohesive form and be amazed by it. It's just relieving to now have more time to work on it instead of being crushed up against this time barrier. So I'm very happy to have won this.
Have a great summer, Game Wizards, and remember, you are the future of gaming. No pressure or anything.
Sometimes you come across things on the internet that defy explanation, so I'm not going to try to explain it. Just watch this.
Just the tips with Gamertag. Drinks. Fortunes. Hey guys, what's up? It's Gamertag again, and I have not played any of the other Drake's Fortunes games, but this one's pretty good. It's Uncharted Drake's Fortunes. And it's got machine guns and, power boating, which I like, but it also takes place in the jungle, which means it's going to be confusing. Something you're going to find is you're not the only guy with a gun in games like this. You're going to get shot at, and it's going to be frustrating. It's going to make you want to quit the game, but don't do it, because you can always duck behind objects. Reload. It's simple. Check out these barrels. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, they are. And they're also useful because barrels a lot of time will have power-ups in them. So shoot the boxes and barrels or kick them or whatever you need to do to get them open, and then collect your booty, matey, yar. Oh, jeez. I didn't see that one coming. So that's Drake's Fortunes. It's a super hard. It's probably one of the hardest games that's out right now. I haven't finished it yet. Who knows if I even will. But that's not what gaming's about. So keep plugging away at it, use these tips, and in no time you're going to be an expert, just like me. Drake's Fortunes, you just got tagged! A gamer tag film!
Yeah, I fear for my future. When Let's Play returns, we go head-to-head to get some exclusive FaceTime with our virtual audience. But first, let's take a look at the top Tango exterminators in today's leaderboard for Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Rated M for mature. They infected you. You feel the power. There is a cure, but it's the last thing you'll need. Unleash the power. Become the weapon. Dark Sector, in stores now.
Fans and critics agree Attack of the Show is time well wasted. Testify! One of the coolest shows on TV. Attack of the Show, weeknights at 7 and 10, only on G4.
Welcome back to X-Play. There are certain questions only your doctor can answer, like, is that supposed to look like that? And what do you mean you left your watch in there?
For all other video game related issues, you can ask us. Let's welcome our virtual audience. Up first tonight is Adam from Michigan. Adam, what's on your mind?
Hey guys, I was wondering, is Crisis Core a good reason to buy the PSP?
Adam, I have to ask you a question. Do you watch this show?
Yes I do.
Well, yeah, this week we just gave Crisis Core 2. Apparently we were the only ones in the world that recognized the game for what it was, which is a game that only is good for people that are very much into Final Fantasy VII. Outside of that, the combat's not exciting, and the story, if you're not into Final Fantasy, is borderline insipid.
Well, Adam, are you a big Final Fantasy fan?
I wouldn't say too big, but I've played it. It's not too bad.
Then probably not a good reason to buy a PSP. But you know what? There are other great reasons to buy a PSP, like
God of War.
God of War, Patapon.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
I was looking at that one.
Yeah.
All right, next we've got Justin coming at us from New Jersey. What can we do for you?
Hey guys, I was wondering, what's your favorite Resident Evil game?
Well, for me, it's 4.
I mean, I think for everybody it's 4 pretty much. I mean, it brought the franchise to a new level, and it built the story around, and I think it was much more accessible to a lot of people.
Well, just the way that you got to play that game. I mean, it was really tough in the old days to kind of move around like a tank. I mean, Code Veronica kind of changed that up, but no, Resident Evil 4 is, I think, by and far the best.
What's your favorite?
I actually only played the first one.
Oh, well, you should go check out Resident Evil 4. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to get a good price on it right now, so.
Yeah, and the Wii version that was made for the Wii with the Wii controls is actually a lot of fun, too. Not as hard, but it is fun.
Cool. Well, up next, we have another Justin, this time from Texas, who wants to know about PlayStation 3 bundles. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm just wondering, is it better to wait for the Metal Gear Solid 4 80 gig PS3, or just to buy 40 gig and then buy the game and then the DualShock controller?
It's an interesting question, actually.
How bad do you want the PS3? Do you want to wait for the PS3?
I don't know. Just a lot of games right now I'd like to play that I don't have a PS3 for.
Well, if you think about the cost difference, really, like, the big thing with the 80 gig PS3 is you will have the backwards compatibility, which for some people means a lot. Right now, I actually don't think it means as much. And it's, the DualShock's on retail for about, $60? So you're still getting a better deal if you buy the 40 gig and wait for the DualShock 3 and Metal Gear Solid 4, so.
But you could just play now. You could get one now and just play now.
Yeah, play some Ratchet, play some Uncharted, something like that. All right, and finally, we have RJ from New York. What is your question, RJ?
Hey, all right. With StarCraft 2 coming out hopefully soon, like, what can we expect with the gameplay? Will it be like Warcraft 3?
Did you play the first StarCraft?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like that.
Yeah, but a lot prettier.
But it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing, but everybody pretty much knows what to expect. There's going to be slight differences in the classes and the rankings and the units, and so they gotta change it up a little bit. People are so dedicated to that game, not necessarily in the United States, but in other countries, that they cannot change the formula that much.
Right. I think all of South Korea would go higgledy-piggledy if they did something very dramatic with StarCraft and StarCraft 2.
And we don't want to lose South Korea, so they're not going to change it up too much.
I like
it's fine.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you to everyone for their questions.
Now, we have secretly replaced the fine coffee they usually serve with an X-Play replay. Let's see if anyone can tell the difference. This week we reviewed Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII for the PSP. It's only a 2 out of 5, and so is Dark Sector, which really wants to be like Gears of War. They forgot the parts that are fun.
Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath kept with the formula of the series to command 4 stars. Bully for the 360 did its homework to fix some nagging bugs. It turns in a fun game that's definitely worth your time. 4 out of 5.
Worms, a space oddity for the Wii, has some colorful new boards, but at the end of the day, it's still Worms, and paying $50 for this is too much. It's a 3. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection featured some spot-on physics, earning it 4 extra balls out of 5.
We also saw Insecticide. This great louse caper suffered from repetitive gameplay. It only gets 2 stars out of 5.
World Heroes Anthology stole the most mediocre aspects of Street Fighter to only net it 2 stars. We also tore into Viking Battle for Asgard. Sega's on a roll this year, yet another solid title. If you like Norse mythology and Rome Total War, this game is for you. It scored a 4 out of 5.
All right, we've written the final chapter on this one, but we will be back Monday with another all-new X-Play at 8. And on Monday's show, we have the top 5 developers to watch in 08. Find out what they're working on and why we're looking forward to it.
Then Kristen Holt is here with a briefcase-filled cheat for Army of 2 that'll help you score some cash. And we have the final episode of Bob and Steve. You cannot miss that.
And we preview the multiplayer of Battlefield Bad Company.
See you next week. Thanks for watching. We had a lot of reviews this week.
Yeah, I would have to say, April looked like it was going to be a slow month, but no.
There's a lot of games to play.
Maybe not good ones, but
They're not all good.
well, there's Viking.
Yeah, there you go.